the Coach's Show right here live from Callier's Barbecue down here in Sayre, Pennsylvania.
Busy.
Rousing crowd here. They're against the Columbus River Dragons, team that's really atop the division over there in the Continental and leading the way out there. You guys kept it close all weekend, a couple of games that, from my vantage point, definitely could have won. What was your takeaway from that experience?
Obviously we lost, but there's a lot of positives in that weekend. Getting that first road trip away from home, I think, was really good for us. And it showed in our play. Obviously, like I said, we lost, but tons of positives to bring into this coming weekend.
Talk about the positives. Obviously, the scoring has continued to come from David Gaeta and Stephen Klink. They've continued to lead the team in the scoring department. Stephen Ford finding the back of the net as well, but also finding a little bit more. Obviously, Sammy Bernard's had to carry a big workload, but now a backup netminder's kind of showing himself as well.
Yeah, Eli was great that first game. Not an easy task. It's his first game with us. I know he played one game with Motor City, but really his first true experience there the other night. And he was fantastic. Gave us a chance to win. As for scoring, yeah, those guys score, but our team doesn't. So that's kind of our problem. Pretty obvious. So gotta start finding the back of the net.
Sure. And that being said, the special teams department, your penalty kill's been absolutely on fire over the last 5 games now. And then your power play is really starting to look like it's coming around, like you're finding the way. What are your thoughts as far as the special teams department goes and how that's coming along for you?
I mean, obviously the penalty kill was at 70%, which is unacceptable. But I think we only gave up maybe one power play goal all week to the best. Special teams is most important in this league, especially in the playoffs. So obviously we need to fine tune those things, but I think we're getting close.
Now that you're talking about playoffs, obviously the January 1st line has come and gone now. You're into the season where you're looking at standings, thinking about obviously playoff matchups and how that all comes down, and looking at a rush to the playoffs. What are you looking at here out of the guys from this portion of the season, especially as you're going to see so many games in such a short stretch of time?
Yeah, I mean, we have 30 whatever games left, 35 games left. Before we blink, there's going to be 25 left. So we got to start really winning some games here, which obviously we anticipate we are if we play our game. We have great weekends. And then we just don't. So we got to put it all together. I mean, that's what happens when you have a new team and a lot of young guys, I understand that. They understand that. So we just got to be more consistent and, get on a streak.
Talking about consistency and a streak, 3 games against the team right above you in the standings, the Watertown Wolves this weekend. 1 at home, 2 on the road there in Watertown. What's the outlook for those 3 games? So what have you kind of been stressing this week in practice as you try to prep for those?
Just preparing for those games. We have a 3-3 and a 4-4. So my experience in the league of doing those, trying to prepare them the right way, have them ready to go, not have them exhausted for the weekend, but prepared. I mean, the schedule it's up to us. We win the games, we're in playoff time. If we don't, we don't. We have 2 games in hand, then we play them. So we play them at 4 out of 7 games with 2 games in hand. So we take care of business like we should and play hard, we'll be fine.
You talk about preparedness, and obviously this is the first time for a lot of these guys. They're going to play 3 games and then 4 next weekend. What are you looking for the vets to kind of impart to these rookie players, this younger team?
Just show them that, if you're a true competitor and really want to be a professional athlete and hockey player and be a winner, 3-3s and 4-4 should have you so jazzed up. Like, you should be so excited. I don't know who gets excited for practice, but it was never me. So I just want guys to be gamers. That's all I could ask from them. And just compete and work hard like they did in Columbus and, the times where we had really good streaks.
And speaking of that, obviously, the travel is going to be something a little bit different here. Obviously, a game at home, 2 on the road in Watertown, so that's not terrible. But the 4-4 next week, the bus legs and the bus miles working against you on that, even if it is just 1 in 4 hours. But when you look at that situation, obviously don't want to put you too far ahead here, but when you're looking at those situations.
Welcome back.
All right, so we're back with Elijah Wilson. Elijah, thanks so much for joining us here on the Coach's Show.
Absolutely.
And obviously, again, we had a long road trip there with the Columbus road trip, getting that underway. And how much of that was helpful with building with the team bonding and getting to know your teammates?
Super important.
We're gonna have to say this the same exact thing over.
We had technical difficulties.
Yeah, no, it's super important. You spend a lot of time in hotels with new teammates, and that's kind of where you create brotherhood and your lifelong friends. You also get to hang out with, like I mentioned earlier, guys like Peavy and Yarwood, a couple vets who they always got a few tricks up their sleeves, to make the trip, so.
And obviously, those times are really the times you guys develop not only the chemistry on the ice, but off the ice as well, when you get that opportunity to get in there and really get to know each other.
Yeah, absolutely. And one of my line mates was my roommate one of the weekends, and so, you're able to talk about the game, go back, watch some of it, or even just being friends, which is awesome.
We're live. It'll hiccup eventually. It's YouTube. It's always behind. But yeah, so okay, as we talked about those couple games, obviously those were huge games for the River Sharks, playing against the best team in the opposite division, and you guys really stood with them. How much of that kind of sets the tone here for the playoff push?
A lot. That was one of the best, if not the best team in the league, and we really surprised ourselves as a team and proved that the standings are what our team is. And we should have stole the points the first game. Second game was a little tough. It was only, I think, a 3-goal game, but we proved that we can really compete and the type of team we are. So it was a good weekend.
Now looking ahead, obviously Watertown on the horizon. 3 big games. If you sweep the weekend, you come away with 4th place in the conference and back in a playoff spot. Does that go through the mind of the locker room, or is it really more up in the media booth that we're talking about those kind of things?
We're treating these games like playoff games, and we're all gearing up, and we're ready to go to battle and go as far as we got to go to take care of these games. These games are going to help us in the playoffs, and they're going to help us prepare. And we got to win these to get as close as we want to be in playoffs. So, yeah, we talk about it and we push each other pretty hard in practice.
Last time Watertown was here, things got a little flared up at the end. There was a pretty good rivalry forming there. What are you guys looking forward to out of Watertown this weekend, and knowing 3 games essentially at this level is a playoff series? So what do you guys need to do here to come away victorious?
Yeah, no, they're just they're a tough team. They like to throw the body, but we just got to stick to our systems and play our hockey. The second we start slipping or playing another team's game is kind of when we go downhill. So, if we just stick to what we practice and stay true to it, I think we're going to have a really good weekend here.
Love to hear that. Now, Elijah, just sitting next to Coach here on Coach's Show, got to ask you, what's it been like to learn from what Tyler Jurich has to bring into the room and everything that he brings from his playing career and now into the coaching side of things? What's that mean to you guys as a unit?
Oh, a lot. Specifically about myself, I just, being in a slump, it's nice to go to a guy like that and just ask, hey, what do I need to work on, or what do I need to do different here to provide more for the team? And along with a lot of other guys on the team, it's nice to have a guy who can give advice and kind of point you in the right direction.
Awesome. And Tyler, how much tape do you tell him to use on the top of his chest? I'm just wondering. The whole roll? Full tube?
A lot, John. It's pretty obvious.
Well, Tyler, when you bring in that type of experience, when you get a chance to talk to a player in the league like that, what does that mean to you as far as the coaching side of things, and how is it working out for you coming into this?
It's been great. We're a younger team. Obviously, a newer team. We do have some vets, which is nice. But just a guy like Elijah, he asked it. And today, actually, we were working on practice and a couple shooting things, and he would score on them. It's just something new he could bring to his arsenal. It's just little stuff like that. I appreciate, obviously, it's my first year, guys who listen, because obviously, coaches don't get that all the time. We see how it works in the NBA, NFL, NHL. So I appreciate a lot of them and how they treat me and treat their everyday business. And Elijah's kind of the perfect example, kind of a coach's dream, him and guys like Stephen Ford. Obviously, there's more, just making an example. But, yeah, it's been great. It's been great to be around them, and, we just want to start winning together. That'll be the most rewarding thing, and people don't know how confident we are in there that we're going to. So I think that's the good thing about our team. We don't, show up to the rink every day, just go through the motions and, last place, because we're not a last place team. It's pretty obvious. So just start winning together will be the best reward for all of us.
Speaking of winning, Elijah, I'm going to drop this one on you first.
Yeah.
Today, the Super Bowl jerseys came out. You guys are going to rock Super Bowl jerseys on February 11th at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. start. The best way to kick off the Super Bowl is with some hockey, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
What was the opinion of you and the guys around you when you saw those Super Bowl jerseys?
Oh, they're wild. We like them. My favorite detail is at least the yard line and the grass on the sleeves was pretty cool. But no, either way, when I'm watching the Lions on Super Bowl Sunday, I'm really not gonna be too worried about what I'm wearing.
Yeah, if the Lions are in the Super Bowl, John, we might not have a couple guys at the game. So.
Somebody can take out the Lions. That's what
No. Even I'm a Lions fan.
No.
Even I'm a Lions fan.
All right. Well, Elijah, thanks so much for coming out. Appreciate it.
Awesome. Thank you,
Thanks,
guys.
Elijah. Do you want another one or just?
Oh yeah, for sure.
I mean, we don't want to throw guys on the spot. We'll go with Stavi. He's a veteran of the coaches show here. We'll bring up the other guys next time when they're prepared.
Oh, okay.
He's eating.
Yeah, he's getting the last bit of his food over there. And again, a huge thank you to Callier's Barbecue for having us out and obviously providing a great meal as always. If you haven't been down here in Sayre, Pennsylvania, come on down to Callier's Barbecue. Always a good time. And Stavi, welcome back to the Coach's Show.
Thank you, John.
Appreciate you. As we get set here. Yeah, throw it right on. There we go. So the captain returning to the lineup, obviously, just a little bit ago here. And obviously the applause in the crowd was audible. What was that like for you to get back out there and get back into the games?
Yeah, no, it felt great. I definitely missed it while I've been gone, so hearing the crowd go loud like that was pretty awesome.
Awesome. And then going right down to Columbus, obviously a tough test for you guys, and obviously not the results you guys wanted in the final scoreboard, but how much did that game especially kind of weigh in for you as a veteran, coming in and playing against the top team in the opposite division and really seeing what you guys are made of over the course of that weekend?
I think it just proved how good the team really is. Obviously, we bought into coach's systems. We did everything the right way, and I mean the final score wasn't what we wanted, but the effort from each individual and team play was something we want to build off of and continue.
Go on the road again, first time for a real road trip, 16 hours going down there. What did you impart to the rookies, especially before a trip like that, about how important it is to kind of bond with the teammates and come together as a team and franchise in your first year?
Yeah, those long trips always bring guys together, and we were just talking about taking care of your bodies. It's not easy with 16 hours travel then going into the game, but we went a couple days early. We got our practice in, and everybody handled it really well, actually.
You've got 3 games against the Watertown Wolves coming up, a team that you guys have had some success against this year. But obviously these 3 games are possibly more important than the previous ones considering the playoff implications. It's 3 straight wins, you guys are going to be right back in a playoff spot. Is that kind of being talked about, or what's your guys' outlook on that going forward?
Yeah, I mean, obviously we know how important these games are, but we're just going to keep playing our game, working hard, and we know that if we put in 100% effort, we'll come out with the result we want.
As a veteran, I got to ask you too, because I brought it up with Tyler, but I'm curious, as an active playing veteran right now, what do you say to the rookies as you're looking ahead of a schedule that has you 3-3, 4-4, 7-9, those kind of numbers? I mean, what do you say to those college kids who haven't played nearly that many games in such a short run of time?
Yeah, though it's all about taking care of your body, staying hydrated, stretching, rolling out, putting in small workouts, like getting your body ready, because these games are obviously the most fun. Playing 7 and 10, and then I think we also have a 7 and 9. But you also have to take care of yourself so you can be ready for every game.
And those games obviously coming up really quick here, and So the travel part of the schedule is really coming into effect now after you guys got back from Columbus. Kind of looking at those dates, and obviously they're not the length of Columbus, but are there still opportunities for this team to continue to build as you go towards the playoffs?
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, every road trip, no matter how long it is, like those bus trips, like everybody's all close together. You start bonding, and then I know we got a Michigan trip coming up too. That's another decent distance. So the boys we're gonna be getting real close, and I mean, this was honestly my first year where I've done this little travel. So these road trips are pretty special.
And speaking of that, you brought it up your first year where you've done something and so many trips to Watertown, just really short out of the gate travel trips. You're not going to Carolina and all those places multiple times. What does that kind of do as far as preparation for you guys? Does it make it a little easier just not having that kind of bus wear and tear on